Hey, thank you very much for coming, everybody. I appreciate you coming. And thank you for those that came to the Prince William Association Gala the other night. That was a lot of fun. Thank you for coming out. That was great. We had 5 tables. We looked good. We had a lot of great people out there. And we'll try and get to the galas as they come. I missed the Prince George's County, but I'll get there to theirs next year. I think I'm still up a little high. Just a little bit. I can hear me just a little. All right, okay, where do I want to start? First of all, let's, what the heck, let's start. Let's welcome our new family members. In the last 2 weeks, guys, since the last meeting, we've had 23 people, 23 realtors join us in the last 2 weeks. It's incredible. It's just amazing. It's amazing what you guys are doing. And out of those 23, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 18 of the 23 came from you folks here. 18 of the 23. That's still a huge percentage. Okay, I'm going to run through everybody, and if you're here, yell me a hi, but I'm going to try and go through it fairly quick because we got a lot of names to go through. Okay, Bazad Hamidi is a new realtor. Henry Baines from Keller Williams. Kevin Dybel. Lauren Jarrett. Henry Baines. Did I see Henry here? Oh, there's Henry. Hey, Henry, how you going, baby? Good to see you, honey. Good to see you. Well, we just met yesterday. That was quick. Let's see. Lauren Jarrett. Nam Nguyen. Mariana Leher from Jobin Realty. Mark Morris from Fairfax Realty. Matt Whitman from Long and Foster. Yeah. Ryan Mamarel from Easy Realty. Barbara Gentry, Drew Munoz, Jessica Dowling, Junaid Bashir from Remax Distinctive, Mike Dowling, Vernon Samuels, Allison Colson from Keller Williams, Erla Reyes from Spring Hill Estate, Marvin Boone from Green Hill Real Estate, Rex Ostrander from Dockside Realty of Lake Anna. Wait a minute, is that another Lake Anna? I didn't know that. Where's Rex? Does he know how to fish? Hey, Rex, you know how to get those stripers down there at Lake Anna? I'm going to be coming to you. Ali Abraham from Taylor Properties. Tom Chin from Keller Williams. Rat Away from Keller Williams. And Mohammed Khalid from Signature Realtors. So I want to thank all you guys, 23 people. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you all very, very much. 23 brilliant people joined us in the last 2 weeks. Great job. All right, now, let's go through a quick list of people that we simply would not be here if it weren't for these people right here that brought business to Cardinal Title last 2 weeks. So thank you all sincerely. Every name I read here and Bernie reads means a lot to me. Every night I go home and I'm so excited about what we're doing in this industry, about how we're helping realtors get their money back in their pockets. How many hundreds and hundreds of realtors we're helping getting their money back, and it's all because these people right here. So, folks, you're using Cardinal Title. Thank you so much. You're making this whole beautiful dream come true. So thank you so much. Okay, Bernie, you ready? You want to do the first page?
Sure, will do. Okay, and as you can see, we started out, we had 114 settlements in this last 2-week period, which is just awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ali D, Angel Caballero, Anil Khanna, Arslan Jamil, Arturo Salemi, Ashley Thorne, Aziz Ibrahimia, Badir Al-Tabi.
You've been practicing. That's pretty good. You're pretty good, man. I got to tell you, Pep. That's all right, man.
Well, I've been taking classes.
Berna, I think.
Berna Petrie, twice. Way to go, Berna. Bonnie Coffey. Brandy Brown, 4 times.
Wow. In 2 weeks, that's pretty.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's right.
That really is something.
Way to go, Brandy.
Down there in Culpeper, turning them over.
Yep.
You know?
You bet.
She's doing half the deals in Culpeper.
Candace Knoll, Carmen Carter Howell, Casey Quitkin, Casey Sampson, Chris DiNapoli twice, Chris O'Neill twice, Christina Putnam, Chuck Lee, Dalila Zamorano twice, Danica Hugh, Donna Merriman.
Oh, good to see Donna on there again. I hope you're feeling good, Donna. Ed Hillenbrand, Flora Fuentes, Francine Daly, Franklin Saruco, Gail Jackson, George Saya, Hayen Croft, Hamid Verk, Howard Lerner, twice, Hugo Medina, Issa Abedi, Jack Jenkins, Jason Sanders, Jay Johnson, Jeff Taylor, Jennifer Fong, twice, Jimmy O'Burns, Joe Lozano, Joe Nandy, twice, Jose Ruiz, twice, Judith Taylor, Justin Collins, Ken Como, Kashif Rasul.
Kathy Hessler, twice. Katie Mudd, Kay Bossert, Kelly Samson, twice. Kelly Thomas, 3 times.
Bingo.
Kenny McAdoo, Lauren Evans, Lauren Odendahl, Luis Cruz, Madonna Padilla, yeah, Marcella Aquino, Margaret Ireland, Maria Lightly, twice. Way to go, Maria. Marianne Hansen, Mindy Littleton, Monica Lee, Nancy Song, Nick Welch, Nikki Patterson, Pat Bryant, Patricia Castellano, Ralph Johnson, twice. Regina Gahunya.
Rex Thomas, Saad Jamil, twice. Salim Abdi, 3 times. Congratulations, Salim. Good job. 3. Sarah Mormon, Sandeep Sakari, Scott Cobal, Sean Kang, Shahid Malik, Shelly Snyder, Shoham Malakzada. That was it. You nailed it.
Just the way it's spelled.
Oh, just the way it's, okay. What was I thinking? Srini Kananki, Shridevi Padatala, Steve, I know, I got to tell, I did. We got to look at this next time before we do this. Since you've been practicing.
You guys got to have a draft. I got sheets 1 and 4.
Steve Hawkins, Stephen Benitez, Tammy Irby, twice. Tanvir Zafar, Tashia McDade, Tu Huynh, 3 times. Great job, Tu. Travis Pugh, Vitaly Bednoff, Wenji Yao, and Zim Andikin.
Way to go, guys.
Great job. Great job. We're all right, fellas. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Not only Cardinal Title Group, but please don't forget First Heritage Mortgage. Without them, we also would not be doing all of the things that we do here.
All right, so what did we do in the last 2 weeks as far as listings, guys? I thought the last month was good at 300 and some, but you guys have done 230 listings in 2 weeks. 230 new listings on the market in the last 2 weeks. Great job, everybody. Great job. All right, now some of the classes that are going on in the next 2 weeks, we got them all up on here. I'm not going to go through all of them, but there's some I do want to touch on. First, Sarah Mormon is going to start doing her Saturday basic training again. Sarah, great job. Thank you on that. That's Saturday morning from, oh, there you are. Saturday from 10 to 12, 8 weeks straight, starting this Saturday from 10 in the morning till noon, right here in Chantilly, 8 straight weeks. And that's for basic training. People in their first year or 2 in real estate and want to ask all those questions. I saw the email that went out this morning that has the agenda that you're going to start going through. That sounds good. If you're in the first 2 years, anything you see Sarah doing something, get in there and listen, because there's a lot to learn, and you will some kind of. She has a lot to say. She does. She's got a lot to say. Fredericksburg Lunch and Learn, guys. If anybody's in Fredericksburg, guys, and anybody's thinking they want to learn about our company, we're doing a lunch and learn at the FAR building, at the Board of Realtors building down there. The lunch and learn is Thursday, April 26th at 11:30. We'll have lunch and all for everybody. So please, if you know anybody in the Fredericksburg area who's thinking about joining us, please come down at the FAR building Thursday, April 26th, 11:30 till around 2.
You can always, just as a reminder, you can always go to welcometosamson.com. There's a link for the calendar there, and you can see all the upcoming classes. If you don't remember what we went through today, it's on welcometosamson.com, and the calendar link there will direct you to all the classes and all the dates and how to sign up and all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah, it's right at the top, one of the icons right at the top.
There you go, calendar right at the top. You can click on that and find anything you need to find.
We are now, very, very soon, because I can't begin to tell you how excited I am about all the new printing that we're going to start doing. All this high-end printing that we're going to do on the full gloss, full bleed. the brochures that people are paying $175 for 50, we're going to start producing them for you for $25. Casey said he spent about $16,000, $17,000 last year on brochures. We're going to knock that down to about a couple of hundred on the year.
I'll tell you what, I'll pick up lunch today.
For everyone?
For everyone, Sarah said.
All right, you guys heard that. Casey's got lunch today. We'll call it even.
Call it even.
No, but I really am excited about this. I really am. There's going to be a lot of stuff we're doing with postcards and the brochures, the newsletters. It's going to be unbelievable. I am very, very excited about this. And I know everybody will need a graphic designer to do things. So we are going to hire a second one, and then that one we can hire them out on an hourly basis to folks. So if you want someone for an hour, the designer for an hour, I don't know, it'll be $35, $40 an hour or something like that. Just whatever we're paying her, that's what we would charge out if you want to sit and meet and do a custom design. Now, you know our trainers are always there to help you learn how to do this stuff, learn how to do the postcards. It's not hard, it's very simple, but there are going to be times where you may want graphic design help. So I want to have some help in here so we can, first of all, get it at a reasonable cost at whatever we're paying for it, and have it available for you all the time, because there's going to be a lot of printing and a lot of stuff going on. But it's welcome. It's wonderful to have you, Holly, and it's really helping out Leslie, help me out, and it'll help the company, because we want to do a lot more templates. So Holly's going to be creating a lot of different templates for us and for you, and we want to use those templates and make them available to everybody. So as she's creating all these different templates, we want to make them available to everybody. So you'll be able to go online and see 10 different just listed postcards, 10 different just sold postcards, open house, so you can pick all these different looks. So I'm really happy to have that going on. Thank you, Holly. I am getting ready. I got the Alexandria lease on my desk, so I will sign that probably today. And then as soon as I do, yes, I am so excited about that. I'm so excited about that. I tell you, this place is going to be just beautiful. It really is. I think we're looking June 1 or July 1, 10,000 square feet. There's going to be 28 offices, like 20 of them are window offices, so we got a lot of good offices coming to Alexandria. This place is spectacular. If you want to get an office, Bernie's got those, so I'll get that lease signed today and back over to them. I got like 3 leases on my desk. We're really spending a lot of money here, Bobby. What's going on here? Because I'm also got the Lansdowne lease, or letter of intent for, that Village at Leesburg, that really wonderful shopping center out there that's got the Cobb theaters and a whole bunch. It's really a beautiful little shopping center there. So I really I'm happy about that. We'll keep you in touch on how that's going. I haven't nailed that down yet. Alexandria we have nailed down.
To that, real quick on that, I did send an email yesterday, but if you live in Loudoun County, look at the email yesterday. We just want people to live in Loudoun County. I know that we haven't had an office kind of the west side of Ashburn, Leesburg for a while, so we are going to have a lunch next Monday at Lansdowne office and kind of be able to discuss, if you think you might be interested in that other office or just want to kind of mingle with other Loudoun agents. That'll be at the Lansdowne office. In the email, it says to email Saad Jamil to RSVP. So,
yeah.
So I did send out that email to the company yesterday, but now while we're talking about that office, figured I'd let you know we're going to have that lunch on Monday for people that live in Leesburg, or not Leesburg, anywhere in Loudoun County that are interested in that office and want to kind of network with our Loudoun people.
Yeah, and as you guys know, we're going to start, I think there's 8 different locations right now that we're going to have lunches. I think we're going to do it once a quarter. We were thinking about doing it every other month, but it might be once a quarter. That would put us once a week almost at another location. Donnie, Bernie, Bobby, and I are coming out to have lunch with anyone and everyone that wants to come from that location. So Lansdowne, you're next on Tuesday, is that right? Monday. So please come on out and have lunch with us, and let's discuss any issues that you want to talk about with the Lansdowne office. It's really good. We were out at Bethesda last week. It was great. We got to see a lot of Bethesda agents, talk about things that concern them. So it's really a good time. We had Gainesville Friday, was it?
Monday.
Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday.
2 days
Damn,
ago,
Gary.
it was Monday.
Does it get any better? Your mind keep going. It just keeps going every year.
It definitely gets better. It gets better.
Yeah. Yesterday we had lunch out of Gainesville.
Today's Wednesday.
Oh, thank you. See, it wasn't yesterday. I didn't think it was yesterday. Hey, and like I did mention, Madonna, If there is extra space in that building, we want it. You know, we're out of offices there. If we can't blow our walls out and enlarge it, then we'll try and find 3,000 or 4,000 feet somewhere else in that building, and we'll take it because we have a lot of people that want to be with you out there in Gainesville. One thing I want to touch on, First Heritage with open houses. We talk a lot about open houses, and you know, a lot of the First Heritage loan officers will be happy to accompany you guys in open houses. And I think it would be great to have them, especially if you're newer in the business. You're doing these no money downs. You're bringing a lot of renters in that want to buy these homes, which I think is a great, great, great way of getting business. I think it's the best way of getting business for a new agent by far than anything I've ever talked about, is getting the 300 free postcards in the mail to the renters, get them to the open houses, show them how to buy a house with no money out of pocket. You're going to sell a lot of homes that way, and the First Heritage loan officers will be glad to be with you on that. And I definitely would have one with me, because if I'm going to bring 8 or 10 renters in there, I want someone in there qualifying them, you know, making sure and helping them out so we can find out what they can afford.
And in conjunction with that, even if you don't want somebody physically there, which would be great, to get price sheets out. If you're selling, if you're an open house with a $350,000 townhouse, have up-to-date programs. For the person buying the house is probably not coming in with a ton of cash, right? So I'd have programs right there with no money down, what that payment would look like. You know, 3.5% down, FHA, 5%. Have some options for them so that it's real life. Now, obviously, there's disclaimers, they got to qualify and all, but have them with real numbers and a real person. Look, my guy Jerry can call you. Yeah, he's right on my shoulder here. my guy, look, you like this? You can buy this probably for less than you're renting your townhouse down the street. Jerry can hook you up, no money down, 3.5% down. It's less than what you're going to put down on first and last month deposit when you're renting something half the time. You know, so even if you don't have somebody physically with you, have good price sheets and know them and understand them and talk to your loan officer so you can speak in an educated fashion to buyers that walk in the door.
And Donnie, to that, I know that if you don't have somebody with you, if you're doing the open houses in the same price range week after week after week, the 380, the 390, you can tell what the price is. I mean, if the payment last week at $400,000 was $2,800, well, this week at $410, it's going to be, I think, about $50 more. So it's $50 usually about per 10,000. So you don't always have to get an exact number. I mean, you can if you can, you want to. I want you communicating.
Usually say $5 a thousand, you'll be safe with that.
Yeah, $5 a thousand or 50 per hundred. Sure. Now, Jerry Berry's one of the owners of First Heritage Mortgage. Jerry, it's great to have you here, buddy. It's great to see you. Great to see you. Do you have a comment you want to make on this here?
I do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I do, and thanks for everybody's support. We had a great month with you guys this month, and I was having lunch with Donnie and the boys. Danny, when was a couple weeks ago, and Danny said, "How are you guys not more involved with open houses?" So, and that he just happened to bring this up today, and I came over to talk about it also. So, as of Wednesday, we'll get a list of all the open houses. I'm actually going to have a group of guys call out to you guys and say, "Hey, how can we assist you?" So expect on Wednesday afternoons to get a phone call from us. If you've got a particular loan officer you'd like to have at your open house, that will be your option. I've got people that want to come to your open house. I bought some examples of open house flyers that we do. Obviously, we're going to co-brand everything. I'm going to pass that around. Don't mind, Rick. How you doing, big guy? I've got examples of open house flyers we do. We're going to co-brand everything with the agent there. Our job's only to help you guys. Obviously, the more we help you guys, we know that's the more we help us. So whatever we can do to be more involved in your operation, your open houses, please feel free to reach out to us.
This flyer here. Jerry, that's great. So now the loan officers are really getting fixed into doing these open houses?
Absolutely.
We also have co-branded postcards that we send out as well
Right.
if you're dealing with First Heritage loan officer.
I'll leave some examples up here. We got a couple of them we can pass around.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you're doing the opens and they're coming with these nice, beautiful printouts, it makes you look better as a realtor, right? I mean, if you're doing an open house, somebody's going to 3 or 4 different open houses, they come to your open house, you got beautiful glossy packages. Remember, I think you should always have glossy folders filled with stuff about you and about the house you're in. But I tell you, if you got some nice marketing pieces that you're going to co-brand, it just makes me look like a better realtor. My open house looks better. Why? Because I had a really experienced loan officer there who qualified you. That's a tight, great, good open house. It's going to make you look better as a realtor. They're going to remember you tonight when they go home and they think about the 5 houses they went to today. Yours was the best You had a top-flight loan officer there qualifying them. I love it, Jerry. It's going to
Yeah,
give them
we'll be
extra marketing material to make them look better.
Yeah, we'll be able to run credit reports on site. We'll be able to
Wow.
answer questions for you. And I mean, it's just good for us too, because you've only got one house, and you may have 20 people come through, so they can't all buy your house. So it may give us an opportunity to catch them on a different property or whatever. So, whatever we can do to help you guys in your business. I know we said that before, but the more successful you guys are, the more successful we are. That's the bottom line. That's the way a loan officer works. If a loan officer is not working that way, it's their fault.
Jerry, I love it because I might be over talking to one couple and really I might be talking to one couple, really having a good time with this, and to know that one of the other couples is over being pre-qualified, the loan officer is going to win them over for me. They're going to win them over, and we're going to be as a group now.
It takes all of us a lot of times to close a deal.
Yeah,
it's
it really
not always
does.
just the pretty house. The payments are important.
Especially if you're in your first year or two of real estate.
Absolutely.
I definitely want somebody who's been with me, that's been in the business 15, 20 years to be there with me.
And if you think you can keep up with all the loan programs out there, I can't keep up with all the loan programs out there. I got a staff of 6 people every day, and all they're doing is trying to figure out what's new in the marketplace and how to use it properly. So you guys, I wouldn't even expect you to try to. The less time you spend talking about financing, the more time you spend selling your house, the better off you are. Let us take care of that. We'll do that close. That's what we do. That's what we've always done.
Great.
You guys get to sell the house.
The other great tip with that too is, I mean, we get these, while Banana's getting a mic, some of you, especially the females, you get 15, 20, 25 people. It's great to have a second person there for safety and for comfort and all that too. So there's another hidden benefit too as we get these really busy
Especially
open
if there's
houses.
only one person there. It's
Right.
good to have somebody with
Right.
you.
Yeah, definitely.
And last look, I think our loan officers, with side Elizabeth, the wonderful Elizabeth, they look like they have an offensive line, man. We got a bunch of huge guys in there and ladies. So use them, and they're brilliant guys. Madonna, you had something.
Yes, is this on? Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right.
I think so.
I want to give a shout out to Chris Kelly from First Heritage.
Yeah.
He staffs our office. He is there daily as a go-to person. He is absolutely great. He responds to all of the agents, their requests for client assistance, our assistants in-house there. So we want to say thank you very much. You have a wonderful representative of First Heritage there.
Awesome. Good to hear.
Chris,
Appreciate it.
that a job, baby. That a job, Chris. Good. Thank you for that, Madonna.
He's still got a good jumper.
Anything else on that, big guy?
Does he still have a good jumper?
He does still have a good
He still
jumper as
play?
well. Yeah. Yeah, he's still got a good jumper.
Any question you guys have, feel free to reach out to us, and again, we'll help in any fashion we can.
Good.
Awesome.
Thank you very much,
Thanks for
Jerry. I
having me.
appreciate that, sir. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. All right, a couple of topics I just want to touch on real quick. One, remember we got the transaction coordination going on over at Cardinal Title, $150, and they're doing a checklist of 30 line items for you. I had a couple of other people in the company tell me they're paying $350 to $400 per case for the same thing we're doing for $150. You can take that out of your check if you want. You don't have to pay that cash up front. We'll take that out of your commission check. That's been going great, so transaction coordination is great. I always felt that the more I'm out getting business and the less I'm doing paperwork, the better. I couldn't get any business while I'm doing paperwork, but boy, when I can get rid of it and go out and meet people, that's when I get business. So try and alleviate some of your paperwork if you want. And then, of course, we got the other one, which is the self-marketing on listings, or the listing marketing package, where once you get a listing, there's 3 different levels that they'll help you out. The third level is they do everything for you, with the exception of taking photos.
Yes.
So those are some good things. I just want to remind everybody that all that's there. And
So the property marketing specialist, if you want to list one of your properties, and this is all in the meeting notes as well and on our cheat sheet, but you're going to send that to Erica Kaslow, who organizes, get into the property marketing specialist. The transaction coordinators, when you're sending in a file to contracts@cardinaltitlegroup.com, you just let them know you want a transaction coordinator. They'll hook you up with Nora or Tina, who are 2 that are doing a great job. And we've had just glowing reports so far. Everybody's used it. It's really liked it. It's been beneficial. And I just encourage you to, and now as soon as you send in a file, a lot of you have gotten the response automatically back from Carrie, and it does say, do you want a transaction coordinator? So all you have to say is yes. They'll get you hooked up and get you going on that.
good. The company Facebook page, I just want to throw a shout out for that. I've heard so many good things about that, and I want to let everybody know out there that we got all our beautiful brokers here that you can call anytime. But from what I hear, you guys put a question or something on that company Facebook page, and within a minute or two, it's got a lot of responses. So you know, if you need a source out there, our company Facebook page is huge. A lot of people are getting a lot of great answers and interaction out of that. So know that it's there. How do they get there, Donnie?
So if you're on Facebook, Samson Properties Agent Group is the one that's all of our agents. There's just a Samson Properties. That's our public face and our public page where actually we had to go live from today. But typically, Samson Properties Agent Group, you do have to request to join. I think Mac, Leslie, or I, maybe Doris too, can let you in as soon as you request it. But you have to request to join the Samson Properties Agent Group on Facebook. And there's lots of good stuff once you get in there. I don't know what we're up to, 700 or 800 at least in there, with lots of good banter back and forth.
And I want to thank everybody who's on there answering people's questions. I appreciate that. There's a lot of you great realtors on there that are helping out these realtors with answering questions. So,
Is it weird to see yourself on Facebook up there?
yeah.
There's the agent group up there.
So jump into there if you got questions. It's a great interaction group for this company, okay? And I want to thank everybody again for those that are helping out, answering questions, and coming up with good resources for everybody. Thank you. I want to touch real quick on wire fraud. Please remember, guys, that's what's going on right now is please remember that there's folks that are trying to steal your buyer's money. Okay, it used to be they were trying to infiltrate the title companies. And what they're doing is they're actually getting into our computers and your computers. And they're watching the entire transaction. They're learning all the people involved in the transaction, the processor, the closers. They get everybody's names, and they're watching it. And at the very last second, when the wire's getting ready to hit, they send out an email and try and change the wiring instructions, okay? Well, Cardinal Title will never, ever, ever change wiring instructions, or will never send any money to another wiring instruction unless it comes directly from your person. They're very, very good at that. But what they've done now is they've gone one step ahead of time, and now they're trying to get the buyer. They're trying to steal the money. It's already happened twice. I've seen it. So they're contacting your buyer and saying, no, wire the money to this. So they're not even trying to intercept it through the title company anymore. They're trying to go straight to your buyer and email your buyer and say, hey, this is Danny from Cardinal Title Group. The wiring instructions have been changed. We want you to send it here. Do never do that. And you have to make sure that you have to tell your buyer, never listen to anybody in their wiring instructions. Never, unless it's coming directly from Cardinal Title. And we've got backup and backup on that to make sure. But please, please, because I know one of you are going to come to me in a month and go, my buyer just lost $25,000. I told you. You tell your buyers. No, because it hurts. It hurts when I see that. I know that you got a commission riding on this. And it hurts when somebody loses it. So please make sure that you tell your buyers not to listen to anybody if they send wiring instructions to you, okay? That goes for everyone in this company. Please make sure of it.
If it were me, the wiring instructions are in our dot loop. They're on our FTP. I would make sure that they had those, and I would say, I don't care who else ever contacts you. These are the wiring instructions for Cardinal Title Group. They're not changing. Tammy.
Do we have a disclosure for the buyers for that?
Yes, we do. And it is, well, just on the buyer information sheets that come out, it does make them check and acknowledge that these are the wire instructions. These will not change. All of the Cardinal Title Group people on the bottom of their emails say, we will not change wiring instructions for any reason. If anybody ever tells you, so I mean, they try to warn you, but the initial buyer information sheet they do get does make them acknowledge these are the wiring instructions, you've accepted them, and that kind of stuff. Now, we're always looking to improve that process, but we do send that out with the initial email now.
Let's do that. Tech tip real quick. What are you guys going to teach us? I need to get smarter. Come on, teach me something on social media.
We have a really fun topic today.
Good.
It's important. It's not that fun, but it's important.
Marketing compliance, huh?
Okay, so Mac and
They
I
went to a
attended a seminar over at MVAR last week, and most of it was marketing based, learning about different strategies and things like that. But at the end, they had one of their attorneys come up and talk about compliance, and Mac and I thought a lot of this might be useful for a lot of our agents, just because it might be things that you either forgot about or didn't know about or things that have changed. So we just have a couple points to cover. So in electronic marketing, which means social media, email, things like that, video, All of that, you have to have your licensee name, firm name, city and state of firm, and you have to mention all jurisdictions in which you are licensed. So that seems like a lot of information. That doesn't necessarily mean that that all needs to be on every single thing that you post on Facebook, or in every single email, but it needs to be at least one click away, or not more than one click away, excuse me. So if they are viewing a post on your Facebook page or something, they only can click once to be able to find this information. If they have to click more than that, then it's not compliant. So it has to be easily accessible, which means you can just have all of this information on your profile, which is what Mac helps everyone do all the time. Have it all in your email signature so that if you're emailing something, it's always just one click away or less.
And to have it on your website, in case your website link is somewhere, then that's going to be one click away.
Yeah,
on the homepage
so
of your
on
website.
your website, you need to have it either in the header or footer, which means that it appears on every single page of your website. So those are just things to keep in mind. And then all other marketing materials, so anything that isn't electronic, anything that isn't on the computer, postcards, flyers, brochures, all you have to have is your licensee name and firm name. And when they say licensee name, that just means you have to have the actual name that you're licensed under. So if you go by a nickname, you can actually go get that changed and be licensed under the nickname, but it's supposed to be the actual name that your license has on it. And then branding and URLs. This is kind of important because I feel like this might apply to some people
A lot of people, unfortunately.
that might not know about this rule, but basically, if you use any sort of team name or personal branding that incorporates the use of the terms realty, group, or associates, then you or someone in your group must have a broker license. So if you use that branding and you're not a broker, it's not allowed. So someone in your team or you has to have a broker license to be able to use the terms realty, group, or associates. So that's really important to know. I don't know if Donnie has anything to add to that.
No, there's just a few realties, groups, and associates in the company. Now, I'm not seeking you out, and Mike's not seeking you out, but you've been forewarned that technically one of you has to have a broker's license if you're in a realty, group, or associates conglomerate that you call yourselves.
When you're a realty group, that's double.
That's double. You have to have two brokers.
Yeah.
It's not actually true. That was a joke. It was a joke.
Just keep all of that in mind. And then do you want to go over this one?
Sure. So business cards, again, hopefully your business cards has your name on it. I would hope it does. As well as our name. And the other kind of quirky thing is they just need a telephone number or a web address, though we definitely recommend you have both on there just for your own sake.
Hey, Mac, can I lay one thing on that? Just so you guys know in the company, we have had people that will buy McLean business cards with the McLean office address on it if they're going to do marketing in that area. And then if they're going to do some marketing in a different area, they might get a different business. So you can associate yourself with different branches here. Because some people market at different areas. And you know how people, the sellers and buyers, they want to know they're working with a company that's kind of a local. So it's okay to do that. I think, Mike, isn't it okay to do that, right? Yeah. You can have a couple different cards at different area addresses of our locations.
Yeah, all that's required is a web address, so the actual address doesn't matter.
Okay, good. But some people just like to see it. When they see that card, they like to know they're dealing with someone who works in their area.
Yeah,
So
I
we
have
have
a
had
question.
people do that before.
I have a question here.
You got a question?
I saw lots of agents' cards without the address of the office. Is that legal or not?
It is.
It is? So
Yep.
you don't have to have an address?
Just
for-
licensee, firm name, and a telephone number or web address.
So we don't really need
You
On the
do
business
not-
card.
You do not need the address on the business card. You do not need one. Nope.
Though we think you should have it for your
Yeah,
own sake.
It's good, but especially like to Danny's point, they want to know that it's a local realtor.
And
Just to comment on the address on the business card, an agent years ago told me, don't put your address on the card because if I'm doing an open house in McLean,
There it is.
Yep.
if I'm doing an open house in McLean and I've got Woodbridge on my business card, they start looking at you a second time. So I don't recommend putting your address on the business card.
Well, or what I might do to that point is, if you think you're somebody that's going to do business way out there, like open houses or whatnot, where you are giving out a lot of them, I might have a set that doesn't have one and a set that does. normally I would think if you're based in Lake Ridge or Woodbridge that you're going to do most of your stuff within 5 or 10 miles and it's fine. But I might have some extras in reserve that didn't have the address. So if I did do an open house in McLean, that I'm not showing Woodbridge address. So I might have both. I think people feel comfortable when they see an address and a place as long as it's somewhere close by. So if you're doing some crazy, not crazy, but business far off, maybe have some in reserve that don't have them.
Maybe it says serving Northern Virginia.
Or something.
Serving Virginia, Maryland, D.C. As you kind of serving the entire area.
And I would bet, if I was a Virginia, Maryland, D.C. agent, like I know a lot of people in the room are, I might have different cards, if I wanted to associate with the address because, to your point, there's probably a lot of people that are based in Tysons and McLean but do business in Montgomery County because that's really not that far, but they don't want to, I might have a couple different sets or some with blank.
CC.
I have my signature line, every email. I have the Samson address here is on. Is that a required? I didn't hear clearly earlier.
So the requirement is you don't necessarily need the address. You just need
signature. That's a signature.
As long as it's at least one click away. So it doesn't have to be on your email signature, but you would have to have within one click. So if you say it was on your website and you just put your website name, well, if you click the website, if all that information was there. If it's not, then you do have to have it in your email. Here's the other thing, and this is something I think a lot of you overlook. I know especially when I go back and try to call or email people back. A lot of you have it properly set up on your desktop that your email signature is correct, but when you're emailing from your iPhone or your iPad or whatever, you don't have anything. It just says Rick Perry. Well, you're not even saying you're a realtor then. And I bet you a lot of you guys answer emails from your iPhone, right? It's Danny's pet peeve. He goes to call somebody. He's like, where's your phone number? Because a lot of us don't have our email signature set up the same way in our iPhones or whatever. So you want to make sure that you're still transmitting an email to somebody from the public.
Right.
And you don't have a lot of these disclosures in there or one click away because you don't have your DonnieSampson.com.
Is my stuff bad? I mean, when I send stuff from my phone, is it?
I have mine on
You don't really
cell phone.
email the public much, so I don't think it's going to come up as much.
All right.
You're not answering the buyer leads.
They don't let me out much.
You're not answering buyer leads from your iPhone very often, I don't think.
I do have on my cell phone. I do have on my cell phone.
You do have it on your cell phone?
Everything.
That's
yes.
good.
Yes.
But I'll bet half of you just shook your head and go, oh, I should check that. So check your phones and iPads where you do send emails to the public from. Make sure you've got some of these disclaimers in there.
Oh, geez, good.
So to wrap up this one, so for sale signs must have the firm name on it somewhere, at least. And remember, all this stuff applies to Virginia.
Okay.
And the more important part is firm phone number, reasonable and readily apparent and legible.
I want to chime in on that, Mac, if you will, for a sec, because we are Virginia, Maryland, D.C., so I want my Maryland people to chime in because what the wonderful B. Lee told me, I was always under the impression in Maryland that the agent's phone number and the company phone number had to be a similar size, where that's not true. B told me in Maryland that there is no size requirement for the company phone number. So do the same thing, I believe. We got a microphone back here.
I have a question for Marilyn. When for the yard sign, the office number that's supposed to go on the sign, is that our actual office or is it our broker's office?
You can do the office. You can use the not 54, the Maryland phone number, right? Mike and I, we went back. You can use the Bethesda office number or the National Harbor office phone number. And they both do have office phone numbers. Now, a lot of times they redirect calls back to here, but we do have office phone. Tila shaking her head, yes. So we definitely have an office phone number that you can put in Maryland. Because I understand if you're putting a yard sign up, you ideally don't want to put a 703 number on there because to the local question earlier, it seems like you're not a local realtor if you have a 703 up in Maryland. But you can put a Bethesda or National Harbor, any office numbers we have, you can put on the signs up there with the branch you're associated with.
Because Brian at NVA Signs, he believes that the 703 Chantilly number should be on the sign.
I know. We need to talk to him about that because we just went round and round about this a week or two ago. You can put a Maryland phone number on it.
But keep the phone number very small on that sign. I want them having your cell phone. That's the number I want them calling. I want all your cell phones on that sign huge. I don't want them calling my little phone number. I want them calling your big cell phone, right? You're the one that knows the most about the house. So I want you getting the lead.
And it's okay if I use a Google Voice number?
For your cell phone? Yes.
Right. But by the way, the question here, if you didn't hear it, is can she use a Google Voice number? Is that correct?
Yes.
And the answer is yes.
You use your Google Voice number.
I use my Google Voice number all the time.
This is a question for Mr. Briggs. Hey, Mike, do we have clarification on directional arrows? I know I was told at one time we had to have the brokers.
You don't need the phone number on that.
But what about far as the broker, like a sticky that says Samson
Broker
on it?
name, yeah. All advertising has to have the name of the brokerage. So,
Okay.
So that's to have Samson property somewhere. But.
Okay. Thank you.
I think the last point about teams is actually not effective until January 1, but
Get on it now.
All owners of the team must be licensed, and that team must have a separate business entity license registered with DPOR. So that means if I'm going to go by, I'll just use the example of the Donnie Sampson team, that needs to be licensed with DPOR and registered, and all owners of that team have to be real estate licensed. So that, everybody in this room is a real estate licensee, so that part's probably not going to be as big a problem unless your team's owned by somebody that isn't for some reason. But the registering your team with DPOR probably is a thing that my guess is a lot of you are out there that have team names that you run around with that aren't DPOR. Now, I know we do require that you're licensed with DPOR to pay you in that team name, but a lot of you use a team name moniker for advertising, don't get paid there, so you don't have it actually registered with DPOR. I know actually I didn't for a while. So that is something that they can enforce starting January 1st, 2019. Michael.
you don't necessarily need an LLC or corporation either
Right.
to have a business entity license, just so a lot of people have that misconception. Most of our business entity licenses are related to LLCs or corporations, but a sole proprietor can have one. Okay.
Good. Good, Mike. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always want good information on that because now everybody's got to license their entities now, right?
So in other words, if you have a team, you know, a small team, and you don't have an LLC, you can still do that if you get the business entity license
Right.
for the team.
Which is like $60 a year or something. It's not imperative. It's just a matter of going through the process of registering it.
So how does that work for partners, people who just do it together?
It doesn't matter if you guys are going by just your names, but if it's the branding aspect. So if you called it the Fauquier Gold Star Team, well, if you're going to start calling yourself the Fauquier Gold Star Team, that entity does have to be registered with DPOR. If you're going to use it in advertising, use it as your team name. Did I just like yipe your team? Sorry, I was like, why Gold Star? But if you're the Fauquier Gold Star Team, that has to be registered with DPOR. But if you're just going by your names and you're a partners in the background, or you're just going by the Mac and Donnie team, that's fine, unless it's a different team entity you're calling yourselves.
And I think a lot of their point with that, too, was that, like, some people might say that they're the realtor and then they have an assistant or two that work under them, like a marketing person and an assistant, and they call themselves a team. Technically, that's only one licensed person, so it can't be a team. Is basically their point. So just like think about the way that you're organized. If you're a team, if you have two or more licensed realtors, then it can be a team as long as you're going by a singular branding or name. And his other point with sharing it with us was that it isn't effective until January 1st, but he was basically saying a lot of people are going to be rushing to DPOR to get this done in December. So now that we're, telling it to you, explaining it to you, try to get it done as soon as possible because they're expecting like a really big backup. And if it's not compliant by the 1st, you could be in trouble. So any other questions? The last thing we wanted to share was that this is at the bottom in red. The NBIR legal hotline is open 365 days a year. So you can always call them with questions like this. Their attorneys will answer you in 1 to 2 business days. We have Mike as well, but obviously we don't want to bombard him with small questions, things like that. He has a lot of people to answer to, so this is also another option that's always there for you, weekends, holidays, whenever.
And that Facebook business page again.
Yep.
I mean, you throw again. So many times I've heard people throw a question on there, and they get a lot of great answers. So that's a great resource.
But they're quick over there. Matthew Troiani, the attorney. Sarah Petra's no longer there. But Matt Troiani, he calls you back quick. And it's great. He's not going to email you. He's not going to put it in writing, but he'll call you.
Good for him, yes.
Sorry I just want to make sure I'm clear on this because I've seen agents where in this situation that she just described where it's one agent, but they have a couple assistants, so they call themselves a team. So my understanding is that you are allowed to call yourself a team, but if you have two 2 people or more, then you have to have it licensed as a team? Or are you saying that if you don't have more than 2 agents, you're not allowed to call yourself a team? I just want to make sure.
Correct.
That's the way they explain it. You have to have 2 licensees to call yourself a team.
Gotcha.
Now, even if they're calling themselves a team and there's 1 licensee and 2 assistants, they still have to register that license, that team entity. If you're going by a team out there, even if it's the Donnie Sampson team, it's just me and 2 assistants, technically I need to have 2 licensees, but I also need to register that entity.
With DPOR.
With DPOR.
Yes.
If I have a listing in the Maryland, I want to order a sign. Can I, even though I'm in Chantilly, can I use a Largo number?
You can use any of the Maryland office phone numbers, yes.
Okay.
Bethesda, National Harbor, or hopefully future Largo phone numbers shortly.
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
Just to follow up with what she said and what I thought I heard Leslie say, I thought I heard that if you're just 1 licensee with a couple of people who are administrative assistants, if you will, you, as of January 1st, can no longer call yourself a team to the
cannot.
public.
That's correct.
Okay. All right.
That is correct. That is what they told Leslie Mack in this class. Yes. Now,
No doubt over the next 6
hard are
months
they
there'll be a
looking
lot
into
on
it?
this.
I don't know, but the twofold is you need to have a second licensee on the team, but the most important thing is if you're going to call yourself anything, you need to make sure it's licensed with DPOR.
Because the big thing is really is what they're doing is they're legally classifying what a team is, which they hadn't really done before, just in terms of how you can use that in marketing too. Yeah.
Wow.
So now this is legal definition of a team.
Now, and also, guys, we know most of our realtors have an entity that they run their commissions through for business purposes. Now, those have to be licensed, right, Mike? Any entity that you're running money through?
Yes.
So they are now requiring that to be licensed. So I just want to make sure everyone's clear on that. Anything else on that topic? I see we're at 11:20, and I'm sorry for going over, but good stuff. Good stuff. I didn't even get to some of the things I want to talk about, but guys, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for Cardinal Title. Thank you for everything you do. I really appreciate it. Thank you all very, very much. Thank you.